Hello, just a brief reminder at the start of this clip. Any pause points in this clip you should refer to BBC Bitesize, to your revision guides or websites like SCool. To start with, select at least 6 words and write them down and write a definition for them. Please don't proceed to the next slide until you have completed a definition for at least 6 words. If you want, test yourself on all 12 words. Can you actually write a definition for all 12 words in this starting slide? Here are the answers to this first slide. Today we're looking at plant hormones and how plant hormones affect the growth of plants. You will need to learn how plants respond to light, a process called phototrophism, and gravity, gravitrophism. So again, grades, obviously you're aiming for at least grade 4. Describe how light and gravity affect plants and explain how plant hormones are used in agriculture. Okay. Whilst you're there, make some notes about plant organs. Can you name them? Why are roots not green? Why do plants always follow the light? What part of the root increases the surface area? And what is the purpose of the roots? And why are plants green? I'll pause this clip now whilst you actually make some notes on them points. Okay, plant organs. There are 3 within plants: leaf, stem and roots. Plant roots are not green as they do not contain chloroplast. You should refer to your notes to see what chloroplast is, whereabouts in the plant it can be found, and why it is green. The content of chloroplast is what determines how a plant follows the light. It is also what's in chloroplast which determines, along with photosynthesis and the gas CO2 and water, how obviously a plant grows and obviously aerobic respiration within a plant. The purpose of the root hair on the actual plant is to increase the surface area. It also allows anchorage and support of a plant. And green parts of plants always grow towards the light. This is a process called phototrophism. Roots always grow down towards the water, and this is a process called gravitrophism. Okay, trophism. You need to understand how plants grow upwards and also how the roots grow downwards. 2 processes are gravitrophism and phototrophism. Gravitrophism, also called geotrophism, is downwards. Phototrophism is up towards the light. So trophism is a directional growth response. Obviously seeds dispersed into the soil and they can germinate. Roots grow down and anchor the seedling and keep it stable. At the same time, shoots grow upwards as the plant needs to photosynthesize. You should recall what the actual equation is for photosynthesis. Shoots grow upwards against gravity, and the roots are sensitive to gravity and grow down. Response to light and gravity are termed gravitrophism and phototrophism. Phototrophism can be both positive and negative. Positive phototrophism grows towards the light. Negative phototrophism, the plant grows away from the light. The control of the growth in a plant is plant hormone called auxin. Geotrophism is growth in response to gravity. You should pause this slide now and make some notes. You're now going to watch a short clip. On the next slide will be a link to the clip on YouTube. you need to know what are the plant hormones called and where are the plant hormones produced in plants. You should have access to this clip through the PowerPoint, which I've actually downloaded into Show My Homework. So if you view the Show My Homework PowerPoint, it will have a hyperlink straight to the clip I want you to watch. This diagram shows where the auxin is more pronounced on the darker side of the plant, causing the plant to grow more towards the light. Sketch this diagram and make notes. This diagram shows the auxin levels. Obviously, if the sun is directly above the plant, auxin is evenly distributed. If the plant has more light on one side, the auxin moves to the dark side. No pun on Star Wars there. This causes the cell elongation and the plant to grow towards the sun. This is positive phototrophism. The plant is growing towards the sun. Here we can see gravitrophism in a bean shoot. A normal bean plant has been laid on its side in the dark. Auxin will spread evenly through the tissue. In the root, more auxin gathers on the lower side of the root and shoot. This causes the roots to grow downwards. So the auxin causes the root to grow downwards and the shoots to grow up. This is because the root grows more on the side with least auxin and the shoot grows more on the side with most auxin, making it bend and grow up away from the source of gravity. When shoot grows up, the auxin becomes evenly spread again. You should make notes of the diagram. If you have any queries on this, you should refer to BBC Bitesize. You should refer to your revision guides. This is just a classroom exercise with regards to auxin and plant hormones. Auxin is also used to help stimulate cuttings in plants. Auxin helps grow new plant cuttings into a new plant. We also use auxin in plant cloning processes. We've also discovered that auxin, along with plant growth, is an effective weed killer. Why do we need to kill weeds? You should pause the clip now and make some notes about why we need to kill weeds. Weeds need to be destroyed as a competition for light and minerals in the soil, removing goodness from the plant itself, causing competition, could result in plant death. Weeds could also spread unwanted diseases or pests amongst the actual plant or yield for the farmer being damaged as a result. With regards to auxin solution, we know it can be used as an effective weed killer. So if you spray the auxin solution on the leaves of plant, the hormone is absorbed, sending the plant into a rapid, uncontrolled growth. This kills them. Absorption of the plant depends on the surface area of the leaf. Most weeds have broad leaves. Crop plants and grasses are narrow-leafed, meaning largely unaffected by auxin as a weed killer. So we use auxin as a selective herbicide. Herbicides are used to kill weeds. So with regards to plants, you should remember they always grow towards the light. Growing towards the light is positive phototrophism. Can you remember what we call plants that grow away from the light? A trophism is a directional growth response. So positive means it grows towards the light. So why do plants grow towards the light? What is the purpose? Plants have to grow towards the light for photosynthesis. Photosynthesis helps with the chemical process of aerobic respiration in plants. You should revisit your notes, your revision guides to determine what photosynthesis is. Which part of the plant might be negatively phototrophic? Phototrophic or negative phototrophic means grow away from the light. You should have come up with the roots. Gibberellins is another hormone in plants. Gibberellins is a hormone which initiates seed germination. It helps end seed dormancy and promotes flowering to increase fruit size. It's used in the brewery industry to speed up the germination of barley, especially also for the growth of chrysanthemums and pelargoniums, garden plants. And seedless grapes would be very small if we did not use the hormone gibberellins. We also use a chemical called ethene is used to ripen fruit. It's also used for growers to harvest unripe fruit and transport it chilled. Very useful for bananas. Bananas are actually harvested in a green state and we transport them chilled. Generally, bananas when chilled go black, but they're sprayed with ethene to help prevent this. Ethene helps prevent damage to the fruit. It delays the fruit from ripening before retail. And when you think today many of the products we have are global, we need to have developed a process to help maintain them in a good quality condition before they reach the retailer. Warming the fruit and adding ethane to the atmosphere ripens the fruit ready for sale. Quick quiz, 1 to 5 in your books. Perhaps you'll get 5 out of 5. You will get 20 seconds to answer each question. What is the name of the plant hormone that affects growth? Phototrophism is when the growth of a plant responds to what? Gravitropism is when the growth of the plant responds to what? Root cells grow more when auxin is present or less. Do cells in the shoot grow more when auxin is present or less? Plant hormones. You should read and make notes with regards to the plant hormones.